Today my friends and I are going to present about risk analysis of Indonesia. But before I start, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Adila Shukri, matric number 263806. And I'm going to explain about the economic and political environment of Indonesia first. Okay, Indonesia is known as the biggest economy in the Southeast Asia, and it is ranked in the 7th place by purchasing of property. There are few features that become the reasons for economy of Indonesia to keep going strong, which are the exports that include of mineral fuels, fat that come from vegetable and animal, electrical and machinery, rubber and appliance of mechanical parts. To simplify, it is enough to say that Indonesia is extraordinary when it comes to economic growth. The economy of Indonesia has risen for 5.02% annually in 2019 due to the exports and investment that has begun over the years. However, during the 2011-2015, the economic slowdown surfaced and making the growth of GDP to fall due to the inability in balancing a slump in investment, exportation and government consumption. In 2016 and 2017, there was a contraction in the economy of the country as the growth was weighed down by a downturn in government spending and the exports that was bounced back. In short, the movement of the GDP growth will be analyzed based on consumption of the government spending and the investment export. Next, environmental issues can be seen through politics perspective as well as political issue and social instability that can influence the reputation of the country. For instance, falling of currency and exposure in terms of private sector to the high unrepayable debt foreign give a disastrous impact on employment, particularly for those who stay in the urban areas. The next question is about the major financial crisis. The worst financial crisis that Indonesia had ever faced was started with Asian region, which happened in 1997 to 1998, as there were a variety of surprise upcoming crises to the most of the examiners. To be specific, the Asian financial crisis started in 2nd of July 1987, involving the government of Thai that was loaded with a big amount of debt. Basically, the Thai government tried to shift its bet because of the attack or the exchange in foreign reserve from the speculators of the currency. The crisis hit the economy of Indonesia badly when the currency was declining. Thus, it was set free because the pressure on rupiah was too much to take in, so the value started to depreciate. Therefore, it gave a huge impact to the economy as it was reported for 13.7% contraction in the economic growth because of the economic situation at that time was in a shrinkage from 2,500 against the US dollar to only 10,000 rupiah in just 1 year.
Hi, my name is Sulaimita Azmin. Okay, the country are in financial trouble and they have frequent IMF visit. The IMF visit Indonesia with a package of USD 43 billion to increase the investors' confidence to the Indonesian rupiah on October 1997. The second IMF agreement was in January 1998 to prevent an economic contraction and to make a surplus to the current account. The third agreement made with the IMF on April 1998 to help the Indonesian economy when social indicators show a bad condition. B.J. Habibie made a fourth agreement with the IMF on June 1998 to get new funds and stabilize the economic condition. The major economic event, it started from 1997 to 1998 during the Asian crisis. It became worse because of the political and social crisis. Other factors that worsened Indonesian financial sector are due to corruption, high spending, bad low income, poor governance and bad budgeting plan that makes the economy go down. New Order governance cannot deal with the crisis because it was a military-backed authoritarian and a lot of corruption when Suharto applied patronage system. The financial system also collapsed because of the deregulation measures in the banking sector, regime changes and the change in government. Sukarno was selected as the first president of Indonesia, and he was in independent political party and was serving from 1945 to 1967. He led during the Indonesian National Revolution on 17 August 1945. Next, Suharto was the second president and the longest period holding the country. That is from the 1967 to 1998, when the Indonesian economy collapsed and have a big crisis. He is from the Party of Functional Group. Then B.J. Habibie is the third president of Indonesia from 1998 to 1999. He made reformation to the economy. Abdul Rahman Wahid was the first president of Indonesia from 1999 to 2001. And he also president of Nahdlatul Ulama. Megawati Soekarno Putri served as the fifth president of Indonesia from 2001 to 2004. Started in 2004, the president and the vice president are directly elected to a 5-year term. Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono as the sixth president of Indonesia from 2004 to 2014. Joko Widodo is the seventh and the current president of Indonesia that was chosen in July 2014. He was from the Indonesian Democratic Party of Struggle.
Good morning to lecturer. My name is Ramakrishna and my metric number is 261308. So I'm going to discuss about China's Belt and Road impact in Indonesia, which was our chosen country for our group assignment. So one of the China's Belt and Road project in Indonesia was high-speed rail. It was initially proposed by Japan government, but it was won by China in a public bid. But the high-speed rail project covers about 140 kilometers from Jakarta to Bandung. Although it has contributed to an economic growth around Jakarta and Bandung, but the project has brought a lot of China's workers to finish the project in time. So it has caused an unemployment rate to rise, and also did not brought any opportunities for the local workers. So it also created, but China's cooperation with Indonesia has backed a lot of foreign investments into Indonesia that caused an economic boost to Indonesia. So either way, China's Belt and Road has a negative and positive impact in Indonesia. Okay, the next question that I'm going to talk about is the anti-money laundering compliance in Indonesia. So it is facilitated by the Central Bank of Indonesia, which is Indonesia Bank or Bank Indonesia, and also the Financial Authority Services of Indonesia, which is Otoritas Jasa Keuangan. They are facilitating the anti-money laundering regulations to tackle the money laundering issues in Indonesia by taking risk-based approach, which is taking the measures according to the level of the risk they are faced or they are exposed to. So the steps taken by them is the first one is implementation of CDD. So it is actually customer due diligence. It is used to identify the customer clients that go into banks or financial institution to do any transaction, to avoid any money laundering issues. And also the next one is customer screenings in adverse media, sanctions list, and also politically exposed person list or PEP list. Okay, the customer screenings also have to avoid any individuals or corporations to do not comply the AML regulations. And the next step is appointment of any officers that can oversee the AML regulations and also face the complaints that being taken, so that they can tackle the any money laundering issues better. So the next one I'm going to discuss is about the internal and regional crisis in Indonesia. So the famous crisis in Indonesia is the excessive loggings and also forest fires. These forest fires also caused the famous Southeast Asian haze in 2010 and also 2015. This has caused some medical problems to the nearby countries like Malaysia, Singapore. This is due to the extensive loggings to accommodate the increasing population in Indonesia. That's all from me.